Welcome back, nail queens. On today's agenda is a review of the UNIBOUTI Dip Powder Kit and Drill, and this kit is sold on Amazon in case you want to go check it out for yourself. But I'm going to give you guys my full first impressions of both of these products. Well, there's like 6 colors in the kit, so all of the products here, I'm going to give you guys my full honest impressions and let you guys know if I liked them or not. The first thing to note is it comes in this case, pouch, whatever you want to call it, this zipper pouch, and the products are made in China, so if you're a made in USA only babe, this is not for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open the pouch and remove all the contents for you guys to see. This is pretty impressive so far because it comes with a cuticle pusher, a file, a cuticle oil pen, and let's see what else. A dusting brush. This is not stiff. You guys know me, I like stiff dusting brushes. Ooh, rubbing alcohol wipes. These are super duper helpful. I use rubbing alcohol in a bottle, but hey, wipes for on the go are awesome. And then it comes with a set of liquids. It looks like there's a total of 5 steps. So, well, technically 4 with a brush cleaner. 4 essential steps. And the 5th one is the brush cleaner in case your brushes get hard. And then there is a nail file. This is a pretty extensive kit. Most dip powder kits that I usually get don't come with this many tools, so that's impressive. And then the rest of the items are replacement brushes, so that's helpful. Again, if you don't know how to use a brush cleaner or your kit doesn't come with brush cleaner, you get to replace that. Oh, hey, this cute logo card comes with the instructions on the back of that. That is a great use of paper and what you have. I like that. That's cool. And it comes with 6 dip powders in a variety range of colors. Thank goodness the last Amazon kit I reviewed only came with like neutral, blue, grays. So I really like the range on this, and I'm going to go through and show you guys the powder to every single color. And then later on, I'm going to show you guys all the swatches after I go through every single color. I also like that it has this little white seal because that means I can put it back and there's a less likelihood that my powder will open up when I'm moving it around. So these are the 6 colors that come in this kit. There is a silver, a white, a pink, red, nude, and a purpley mauve. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch all 6 colors off camera, because if not, we're just going to be here all day if you just watch me swatch. So, alright, I'm mid swatching. I haven't activated or top coated, but I really wanted to show you guys something that I thought was crucial. So I'm using UNIBOUTI's liquids right now, just to swatch and really get a gauge of how I'm feeling about the liquids. So I feel like the dip powders, except for the silver, are pretty grainy. They aren't as smooth as what I'm used to in like these indie brands. And the silver is really pretty, but it's kind of like sheer after 2 coats. But I don't know if you can see that when I'm looking at the powder, how grainy and textured it looks. So I was able to get this finished look on the swatches. They look fine on the swatches. I had to do a little bit of buffing to get them smooth. But again, I was not really in love with the texture and the graininess of the dip powders. So these are the 3 colors that I'm most drawn to, and I decided I'm going to do a manicure using these colors to demonstrate for you guys. So I'm going to pull everything out and go about my dip powder routine. So I'm using the purple, the white, and the silver dip powder. And with all my manis, I'm going to use 2 layers of UNT Peel Base over my nails. I already have it on and it's dry. That way we can get straight into the video. So I opted to not use the UNIBOUTI liquids for my actual nails because I wanted to update you guys and let you guys know what I noticed while I was swatching and what made me decide not to use them on my actual nails. I noticed right off the bat when I was swatching that the base bond has a strong odor that comes off of it, and that the base bond is pretty fast drying. So it really just depends on personal preference for drying speed. If you like fast, normal, slow, I prefer on the slower side. And I normally do not notice smell in dip powder brands liquids, but it was pretty strong. It kind of like tickles your nose and makes your eyes start to water. So that was a no-go for me. And then when I went to go use the activator to harden the dip powder, that was also very strong. So it was just 2 liquids out of 3 that I was just not really into. And I'm telling you guys, I normally do not have an odor issue, but with this one I did. And to piggyback on the liquids and the odor thing, when I applied the activator on the Swatch Sticks, I don't know how to explain the inability it gave me to not breathe. It was hard to breathe. The smell was just that strong. So I would not recommend you guys use these liquids. I don't want to even say that, oh, only if you have a sensitivity to odor, don't use these liquids. I normally do not have an odor sensitivity when it comes to other brands' liquids, and I did for this one. So just overall, across the board, I would not recommend the liquids. So, and then you guys have been seeing me point out how grainy this pink powder is. Out of all the colors that I swatched, the pink one is the grainiest. I don't know if it was just maybe a bad batch that just wasn't as finely blended. Is that the right word for dip powders? I don't know. Maybe it was just a bad batch of powder on this one specifically. I'm not certain, but all I gotta say is like it turns out good in the end. It's just if you're a stickler about the fine and minute details like I can be, then that might be something that you just turn your nose to and you're like, no, I prefer this better quality, better finely blended powder over the grainy stuff. So now that you guys know about how I felt about the liquids, I'm just going to go through my normal dip powder routine and I'll meet you guys when I start buffing. Okay, so I am literally on my last dip and I'm pretty satisfied with the color selection. So I'm going to go ahead and activate all 5 fingers with my activator. Remember, I'm not using the UNIBOUTI one. I'm using a different brand. So I'm going to activate all those, file and buff off camera, and I'll be back. So when I file and I buff, I use this file from Revel. I love the grit on it and how gentle it is, and the orange buffer blocks are my absolute favorites. So I'm back. I'm pretty satisfied with the shape. I thought it was going south for a minute there. I did notice though that it was harder to buff than it was with my swatches and harder to buff than other brands dip powder that I've been using lately. So it might be affected due to the graininess, and I noticed that there still is some graininess on the pink and the white. The silver is definitely my favorite nail out of all 5 fingers. So I'm like leaning more towards preferring that one, and I love how it turned out. So I'm going to activate everything again and then top coat it. I decided to leave the white nail bare. I'm not well, actually I did activate, but I'm not going to top coat it because I have a plan for the white nail. I'm actually going to use transfer foils for the first time ever. I've never used them before. So it's really more just to experiment while I'm already doing like really a review, not some mani that I'm like super dead set on a theme. So it's okay if I like mess up the transfer foil. So I'm going to go ahead and use this transfer foil glue and this sheet of transfer foil that has like holographic butterflies on it. I think it's really adorable, and it'll play off of this silver nail that I have. So I'll see you guys when it's done. Okay, so I took a little snippet of the transfer foil. The best way to show it off was under a video with flash on. Okay, so this is the finished mani with top coat on all the nails. I'm cranking the cuticle oil that came in the bag. It is an unscented pen. I personally prefer scented pens, so if you want recommendations for scented oils, I'll put one below. I was also sent a nail drill to review, so I'm going to take everything out of the package and show you guys what comes in it. It looks like if you order this drill that it also comes with a limited time warranty for 6 months. So that might be good to note in case you're just hesitant on buying a drill that's not a professional type of drill. So it comes with the sanding bands that every drill should come with, if you ask me. And this little case, every drill I've ever purchased comes with this little case, and it has a bunch of different drill bits and the sanding band and the arbor band for the sanding bands, anyways, and it comes with smaller bits, and I like these bits right here because I use them to smooth out my dip powder if I'm having a hard time with hand filing and buffing my nails. I actually pull out my drill most of the time for that. Just like the dip powder kit, this one also comes with a cuticle pusher. So if you're just getting the drill, hey, it comes with a cuticle pusher. So I'm going to pull out the cord from the packaging and set it all up. And hey, it comes with a little file. I mean, I don't know why you need a file, but oh well. So I'm going to plug it in and try to figure how all this works. This piece of plastic feels pretty cheap if you ask me. So it looks like there's a switch to turn it on and then another switch with where my right finger is at to control the speed of the drill. So I'm going to plug it in, and I'm actually not going to drill on my natural nails. I'm going to pull out a nail swatch stick and just kind of demo it with the standing arbor bands on the swatch stick so I don't ruin my perfectly good manicure that I just finished doing. I'm also having a difficult time inserting the drill bit inside the drill. This is not like drills I've used in the past where you can twist the top portion of the drill and it'll loosen up the barrel area where you insert the drill bit. This one you literally have to just shove it in there with a little bit of force. So that's something else to note in case you are a stickler about not ruining your drill by shoving in your drill bits. I'm not a nail professional, so I don't know all the things you need to know about drills, but there's 2 things that I typically look for when I'm using a drill. The first thing I look for is the weight of the handle of the drill itself, the part that my hand is holding. I want to make sure it's weighted enough to it has to have a good weight to it, but not too heavy that it's hurting me to grip it. It has to also not stop or stall when I'm filing off my nails. So this drill, I personally did have issues with it stalling at the lowest speed, so I end up turning up the drill a couple times, like right here, so that I can increase the speed and really test out if it's going to stop and go, which it still did at this speed. So I'm going to have to turn it up one more time to test out the speed again and see how far I have to turn up the speed in order for it to not just stop as I'm filing. So I'm done using the drill. Overall, I'm not really impressed with the drill. Would it be good for you to learn on? Possibly, but that's really just like based on personal preference. I would personally splurge the money on getting something of a little bit higher quality. It doesn't have to be a professional $200-300 drill. Something that's $30-40 will do the trick. So here are my nails completely done outside in natural daylight. And yeah, it came out okay. So although I had issues with the liquids, I didn't like the activator, I felt like the powder was grainy, overall it turned out good. So that doesn't mean that if you're going through the process of like, you're like, oh, this sucks, it doesn't mean your mani will suck. It just means you didn't enjoy the process. So thank you everybody for coming to hang out and watch this review. I hoped you liked it, so if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.